Hello, everyone. My name is David S., and welcome to my very first YouTube video called The First Time Flipper. As you guys could tell, we're in a fully gutted house right now, and I want you guys to join me on my journey as I fix this house up and sell it for top dollar. We'll get into how I found this house, how I funded this house. We'll get into my $250,000 construction budget. We'll get into my trials and tribulations and my tens of thousands of dollars of mistakes I made so far. But before we get started, I gotta ask you guys for a huge favor. Can you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and drop a comment down below? It helps me grow my YouTube channel and it helps me get my content out there. So let's get started, guys. So this house was built in 1900. So we went to demo this house. Our demo was a little bit more expensive than we anticipated, just for the fact that the house had 2 layers of plaster and 1 layer of drywall. So our dumpster fees were more expensive than we anticipated, and so was our demo. As you guys could tell, we have a open floor plan, and you guys could tell that we have some steel beams right here. So what we had to do is, if we wanted this whole living space to be open, we had to do a metal beam from the left side of the house to the right side of the house. We had a metal beam installed, and from that metal beam, we put a metal beam from the middle of the house to the front of the house, and a different metal beam from the middle of the house to the back of the house. So these metal beams weighed 1,000 pounds each, but what it helped to do is it helped to eliminate a column. So if we would have went with a LVL header, we would have had a column right here because we would have nothing to hold the other side of the load on that header. So I could get into that a little bit later. The big benefit about having steel beams installed was that you could see right to the back of the house and into the backyard. So you could tell how light this door is. As soon as you walk in, you could look right out to the backyard, which is pretty awesome. So in the back, we have a full glass door, and in the front of the house, we're gonna have a 3/4 glass door with two 3/4 glass side lights. So it's gonna look very sharp, and it's gonna bring in a whole bunch of light, of natural light into the house. And right there, we have the window in the kitchen. As you guys could tell, right here was the original window, and that window overlooked the neighbor's yard. So what I ended up doing is moving this window to this window right here. So now you could overlook that backyard when you're doing dishes rather than looking at your neighbor doing their dishes. Um, so right here we're gonna have, let's see if I could get in a shot. Right here we're gonna have cabinets against both back walls. And then right here, we're gonna have a big center island. Oop, there I go. And then right there, we'll have a big center island, which is gonna look very sharp. It's gonna look very nice. One of the big issues I made so far is that we're in a higher price point right now, since we're in the town of Cranford. Cranford was voted #1 downtown in 2018 and in 2019 by NJ.com. Was voted top 5 towns to live in by Patch.com. Top 7 towns to live in by TapInto.com. Cranford has great top ranked school systems. This property is located less than half a mile away from the train station that goes to New York. We're right next to Route 22, Parkway 70A. So Cranford is a very desirable area to get into. And then one of the issues that we had, well, not one of the issues, but one of the mistakes I've made so far is I anticipated my appliance budget to be $5,000. I didn't think it would be more than five. $5,000 could have covered stainless steel appliances. But since we're in that higher price point, like I mentioned, we have a savvier buyer. And these savvier buyers want higher end appliances. So right off the bat, my appliance budget is doubled, if not tripled. And that appliance budget does include this amazing fireplace. So let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah, so right there we have a fireplace. Right next to the fireplace, we have 2 windows. So it's going to bring in a whole lot of natural light. We're going to wrap the fireplace in shiplap. So it's going to look very sharp and it's going to look amazing. I can't wait to show you guys the final product. We also have all the outlets and everything mounted on top of the fireplace. So you don't have to run any wiring. You just plug and play and it's ready to go. One of the big things I love about this house is the natural light. So I'll show you guys again. You guys could tell the natural light from the back of the house. I'll show you the natural light from the side of the house. And we have these big, giant new construction windows right there. So this house had these old style single pane windows. I was actually on both sides of the house. I was on this side where the fireplace is, and it was in the front of the house. But they were they had like an old feel to it. So what I ended up doing was using double twin windows that are double hung, and they're new construction windows. So the whole house has new construction windows, and those two double windows, double hung, are the same windows as the upstairs. So it looks more symmetrical. It has a new construction aesthetic, and it just has a better feel on the eyes. So that's a few things I wanted to get into. I want to post a few videos of the before shots. I'll show some of how the kitchens looked and how the bathrooms looked in future videos. Like I said, I want to get into probably the next video I'll shoot is how I found this house. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll get into that.